Throughout the years of Singapore's evolution, many species of wildlife which play a vital part in sustaining our ecosystems are losing their homes. As a result, our native wildlife are forced to seek refuge in our urban city, which poses a lack of needed natural resources for their survival and dangers such as roadkill. Acres plays a key role in preserving the ecosystems by rescuing wildlife in need of help and inspire people of all ages and walks of life to make a positive difference for animals and the ecosystems. Now, let's dive in to find out more about how Acres contributes to the cause.
Hi, I'm Louis Ng, MP for Nee Soon GRC and also founder for Acres.
What inspired you to start Acres?
I started Acres in 2001 when I was a second-year undergraduate at NUS. And at that point, animal welfare was really at its infancy stage in Singapore. So I set up Acres not just to speak up for animals, but most importantly, to mobilize people, to get more awareness about animal welfare issues, and eventually to set up a movement here in Singapore.
What does Acres do?
So Acres focuses really on industrialized animal cruelty. So it's really cruelty that goes on behind the scenes on an industrial scale, where massive numbers of animals have cruelty inflicted on them, but also focus on wildlife trade issues, on how we can end the illegal wildlife trade, and to make sure that we wipe out this trade before it wipes out our wildlife.
Do you think the wildlife in Singapore is being well protected?
I think that a lot more can be done. We have good legislation in place to protect our wildlife, but a lot more awareness is needed about how we can coexist with the animals that we share this planet with.
Hi, my name is Anbu. I currently serve as the co-CEO for Acres' advocacy arm.
How are the living conditions like for the wildlife that are being rescued?
So Acres provides a sanctuary for wild animals who are rescued. Either they are native, for example, they are injured and native found in Singapore. They come here for treatment, rehabilitation. It's a very short period of time before they are released. But for other animals like tortoises and turtles, they are from the exotic pet trade, where these animals are smuggled and trafficked by people for the illegal pet trade itself. So they have been kept in horrendous conditions, sometimes kept in small tubs or toilets or balconies. So when we rescue them, we really try to provide and meet for their welfare needs and provide them a home where they have definitely bigger space than what they used to have before.
What inspired you to join Acres?
I believe that animals can feel just like all of us, but they do suffer a lot because of actions by human beings. So since young, I've always felt that it is our responsibility to help end their suffering. And because this value of mine was very aligned with Acres', so I started volunteering when I was in uni, and after graduation, I just joined full-time as a staff.
What are some current challenges which Acres face?
As a charity organization, we operate solely on public donations, and we don't have any direct government donations. So one of the biggest challenges we have is resources in terms of funding and also manpower. So we always are in the lookout to get volunteers to come and help us with the work, and also conducting appeals or fundraising events in order to raise enough funds for us to sustain the work for the animals.
Hi, my name is Kalai. I'm the co-CEO of Acres. I help to run the wildlife rescue and rehabilitation team here at Acres. I've been here for about 13 years now. Prior to that, I was volunteering. Well, the main reason why I joined Acres back then was because I wanted to make a difference for the animals and to also use a specific skill set that I have to help them further.
So what is the process of a rescue operation like?
Our wildlife rescue operations, it happens in pairs. Could be a volunteer, could be a staff. We have different teams. So we get calls to our mobile phone, which is a call center that we carry with us, and people call us. It could be members of the public, it could be agencies who call us to help with animals, and we go down to the location and rescue the animal. We will relocate them if there's a need to. If not, we will treat them here at Acres.
Are they risky to participate in?
Like everything else, there are always dangers or risks involved when you're handling wild animals. We are trained to handle them, so we are able to handle them in a way where we don't get injured or the animal gets injured. But there are other dangers involved, like when we climb ladders to get to a bird that is entangled on a tree, or when we enter into a canal to rescue an injured animal. Such things also we need to make sure we do it safely and properly.
How difficult are they to execute?
Fortunately, in Singapore, most of the animals we deal with are much smaller, so it's not very difficult to rescue them or catch them. But the bigger question is what happens to the animals after that. So that's where a lot of planning and organization is involved to ensure that the animals can be released back into the wild. But there are more challenging species like very large pythons, to wild boars, to otters, to crocodiles that will involve a much more planning before we can execute the rescue.
What kinds of animals have you rescued before?
So at ACRES we have rescued a variety of different species of animals, from crocodiles to wild pigs to civets to otters to a variety of different bird species, from eagles to even small songbirds. We've also hand raised them, we also treat them for injuries. So whatever species you see in Singapore, chances are we have handled and rescued them before.
On average, how many wildlife are being rescued in a day?
About 70 to 80% of the animals we rescue are birds, so they make up the largest number. On average, we can rescue about 6 to 7 animals a day. That includes injured birds, so sometimes they are snakes, they have to be relocated, and all sorts of other species as well. That translates sometimes to about 300 animals a month.
Are there any key events which ACRES has?
So we do our wildlife rescue work every day, 24/7. We do a lot of awareness work, going to schools, road shows in the public area to create that much needed awareness on animal welfare issues. But very importantly as well, for all of this, we really need funds to run our animal welfare programs. And so we have our annual gala dinner where we raise a good proportion of the money we need for the whole year to help us to make sure we can run the rescue center, run our education program, and continue to be a voice for animals. We believe in driving forward a collaborative and sustainable animal protection movement in Asia.